Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect, and the game finishes Manchester City 2, Arsenal 2. Oh, Manchester 2, yes, Arsenal 2. What a game! What a game! First of all, before we go in with let's do what is important, people. Here, click the like button, share this video to so many people who are interested to hear my thoughts over the game, as well as don't forget to go check it out, the Football Connect LFC, the channel that, of course, you're gonna be seeing so much of Liverpool content, especially during this week. So I advise you go do that. But let's get back to the game, people. It finished 2-2. At halftime, nobody expected this, by the way, Arsenal to be leading. Nobody did. Let us all be honest. We thought at the City ground it's gonna either be a draw or something like that. But today we saw an interesting game because it had it all defensively. We saw one of the best defense we have seen in the Premier League history, with a team that is a man down against one of the biggest and I think one of the most heaviest attackers in the league, Manchester City. And it was amazing the way Arsenal were controlling the game, the way they were stopping Man City from actually taking advantage of that. But we are just gonna go with the game. We're also gonna talk about the referees, because so many decisions which were made in this game in which we are in disagreement with, because how was that Trossard goal yellow card given after Doku kicked the ball? I'm going to try to explain according to what I saw and maybe give a better assessment to that. Hold on, Arsenal fans. Don't eat me up. I'm going to really be fair, give you everything that we saw, but also going to talk about the first goal that Arsenal scored, because it should have not have happened. And I all blame the ref. We all blame the ref because he is the one who was the catalyst to that incident. So, of course, all those things, we're going to look at them and we're going to analyze them. But let's talk about it. It finished 2-2. And who's my man of the match? It has to be David Raya. Because without Raya, this game could have been either three or something goals would have been scored in this game. Raya was one of the best goalkeepers we saw today. He showed that he can be, and the Mikel Arteta was right. You hear me? I'm admitting it. After so many years, when I said that it was a mistake that Arteta actually signed Raya and made sure that the other keeper was gone. I'm talking about Ramsdale. But now, looking at what Raya has been able to do, we have to be honest, people. This is why. And this is why we are saying this. This is why this is one of Arsenal's best goalkeeper, and he's proving it week after week. He's proving doubters wrong. People were still questioning Mikel Arteta's decisions over how he made this decision of choosing this goalkeeper. But let's talk about the first goal. I've never seen Arsenal being scored a simple goal like that, because we know what Arsenal are capable of doing. We all talk about the defensive abilities of these two, Gabriel and Saliba, and the fact that this ball came and it actually went in between them and it was scored. And I don't even know how that even went in, because we know Arsenal are able to do this, are able to defend this type of situation. They're able to stop any player. They're able to do it. But Haaland scored, and we have to say defensively, as much as people are going to say otherwise, they were really good at it, as we are used to seeing them. Ricardo Califori came in the game, and what a way to introduce himself. So I'm going to talk about the way the goal was scored, then talk about the mistakes which were made, as well as what led to that. But also don't forget, there is something we need to cover. Rodri went out of the game, and with what I'm being told, go check out in the Football Connect FB page. Some of the professionals looking at that, they're saying that could be an ACL injury, which means Rodri could be out for 9 months. That is going to be scary for the City fans. I'm telling you, if you said that they were going to win this league easily, imagine now without a Rodri. Imagine without a Rodri. We know how important this player is. We know what he offers. Now he's going to be out for a maybe. Anyway, I'm not saying that is the decision that is done. Let's see. There's still so much to be done. So many people talked about Rodri being overused, and they talked about it's a matter of time before this player is out for a long period of time. And today might be it. It's going to be crazy. They're saying it could be an ACL tear or maybe actually an ACL injury. So we'll find out about that. Let's talk about the goal which was scored. So there's this there's been fight, because in the beginning of the match, I think Thomas Partey, or is it his one who pushed Rodri down, or I think it's Kai Havertz. Then the ball continued. Then So it means the game was a bit shaky in terms of everything that was happening. There were so many fights between Arsenal players as well as Man City players. So of course you'd expect that they'll find a way to solve it. So the referee, what did he do? He called the captain. He called what's his name? He called the Saka, who was the captain of Arsenal on the day, and he called what's his name? Kyle Walker, who was the captain of Man City on the day. He's talking to these two guys. He's saying that you need to talk to your players. You are pushing it to the limit. I'm going to punish you for so many mistakes you're making. And of course, we get it. The referee has to do that when he feels like he's losing the control of the game. And I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. By the way, remembering this is a free kick for us now. Then in the situation where John Stone is supposed to go back to the position which he was covered, some people are saying that he was back. But if you look at John Stone's body language, he's talking to the ref and he's to Kyle Walker's body language. He's talking to the ref and he's saying, ref, tell these guys to stop. I'm going back on my position because you called me because you wanted me to talk to my players. I've talked to my players. Now I'm going to my position. Allow me to do so. Then Arsenal, we had a quick free kick. Then somehow you would expect Michael Oliver to blow his whistle and say, no, retake, because I've taken away the captain from his position and I'm expecting him to deliver the message. Then we continue. That did not happen. That one went in, and that's what led to Arsenal's first goal. And so many people are going to say, no, it was nothing. He had gone back to his position. No, the referee called him. It is by law to make sure that the players that you have called are back into the positions, especially if you have called them as a referee. Remember, he was not at fault. If I say maybe he was called to get a yellow card, then we'll say, okay, no, that's okay. But that was not the situation. He was called because he was supposed to highlight and talk to his players about how they were performing. And he was doing that, going back to his position. And the referee was supposed to have brought the ball back, but Arsenal took advantage and they scored. That was one of Arsenal Arteta's dark arts. He's really good at them, by the way. We'll talk about more because he did show in the game. Then you expect that there is some action to be done, and nothing was done. Nothing was done. The goal stands. Then Arsenal celebrating. Before wasting time, there was a corner kick which was taken and did not go in. Then the second one, and I need to talk to the goalkeeper of Man City. He should have taken advantage of the pressure that the Arsenal players were putting on him. Don't just look like you're confused going back. You take advantage of these guys. Remember, we had many years ago so many people complaining that the keepers are being overprotected by these referees, and the referees are trying to do that. You know that you have about 3 Arsenal players around you. Take advantage of that. Try to run like you're going to the ball. And I'm telling you, VAR will say that is a free kick. He did not do that, and that's where Arsenal took advantage. Talk about Gabriel. That's a dark art from Arsenal. They always make sure that the small guys are around the goalkeeper, and somehow you would think the City players would see what they're doing and try to do so. Look at Arsenal every single time they're facing a team that is good in taking like those corner kicks. They always make sure they don't allow anyone near that keeper because they want the keeper to have the free movement in the 16 area to stop the balls when they're coming on. Then somehow these City guys allow the players to play around that. Then on top of that, Kyle Walker, you're the captain. You're supposed to be marking Gabriel. You allow the guy to pass over you and the ball goes at the back of the net. And somehow you're hoping that the referee looks at what happened with the goalkeeper. That is not a foul. Anyone who was watching the ball, that can never be a foul because you were not alert. You are not doing your due diligence to stop this Arsenal team. You know that if you check over the Premier League for the past years, the best teams when it comes to corner kicks, scoring them, is Arsenal. It's because of the likes of Gabriel. It's because of the likes of Saliba. These guys are the best. They know how to use the dark arts to get the goals, and Man City allowed that to go in. And you're saying, okay, that is the thing. Let's continue with the game. That's a goal. Arsenal are leading. How will Man City respond? We are expecting to see a big response. Of course, there were so many injuries which we saw in the game. So the referee decided to extend the game, I think, with about 7 minutes or something in the first half. Then the game goes in. Remember, Trossard was booked in the game. Then you expect him to think, oh, let me not make this referee make a decision. Rice was sent off last week. Just last week, Rice was sent off. I don't want to do something stupid. Let me just allow the game to continue and go forward so that at least I try to influence the game. What did this dummy do? This time he decides to kick the ball up top in hope that the ref won't give him a yellow card because Doku was not given a yellow card. Let's talk about Doku. Why wasn't he given a yellow card? Because the ref actually blew the whistle and told the Arsenal players to take the ball back. It's supposed to go back. Then Man City players noticed that no Arsenal players are coming to the ball because Arsenal players wanted to take advantage of that so that the ref can book a player. Then when the ball was passed, it goes backwards. And guess what? The referee is telling them, I told you to take the ball backwards. And that's what Doku has done. That's why Doku was not booked. Go research, go do whatever you do. That's the reason why he was not booked. But for Trossard, you just committed a foul. On top of the foul, rather than to just go away from that, you kick the ball up top after the whistle was blown. What are you expecting the referee to do, to be honest? What exactly are you expecting the referee to do? Then he gets a red card. And I knew that this happened at the wrong time. If it had happened maybe earlier on in the first half, that could have been interesting. At the wrong time, they were going into their dressing room, and Arteta was like, okay, guys, I have this notebook. I'm opening it up. We are going to be negative. We are going to be negative the whole entire game. And that's exactly what Mikel Arteta did. He made sure that every single thing that was coming into the box was dealt with. No long shots, because there were players like the Rice, the Partey, who were throwing themselves in the situation to stop these guys from at least trying to do anything. The likes of Doku, the likes of Savinho, they tried by means coming from the wings. Of course, the Calafiori side was questionable. If Man City had actually taken advantage of that position, that could have been a different game. But the side where Doku was, I thought that was the interesting part, because Doku is one of the best 1v1 players we have, one wingers in the Premier League. But also on the other side, Gerald Timber is one of the best 1v1 player defenders we have in the Premier League. Next to, what's his that guy was it Manchester United, what's his name? Wan-Bissaka. And we saw that he did everything he could do to stop this Man City team from getting forward. And I loved what Arsenal were doing. If you look every single time the defenders of Man City were holding the ball, no any player from the Arsenal side were actually coming to stop those defenders from shooting. But every single time a Gundogan had the ball, a Phil Foden had the ball, a Jack Grealish had the ball at the edge of the 18, they were throwing themselves to stop them because they knew how dangerous these guys are in taking advantages of those games. So I have to say, I've seen so many games where teams are trying to defend against Man City when they're 10 men, and they've always failed. But that was one of the best defensive masterclass I've seen from Arsenal. And now it actually makes sense why Ben White was not in the game at the beginning of the game, and why he was put in, because remember, Arsenal were now playing a back three, and from that back three, there were Giroud team. There was, of course, what's this guy? Timber, as well as Calafiori. So it was literally almost like a back five at the back. At some point, it became a back six because I think Gabriel was Partey was dropping in to become one of the defenders to stop Haaland from having any moment or any movement in the box, to stop any players to take advantage. And we have to agree, Gabriel and Saliba are one of the best defenders in the Premier League. Then in the last minute, the corner kick came on in this 97th minute, and somehow that goal went in at the back of the net. That's how Man City drew this game. This could have been a different game, and I actually felt like if Arsenal still had 10 men, enough men in this game could have actually had more goals than what we saw at the end of the day. But this was one of the best performance from a team that is trying to challenge, and the fact that it ends at the stalemate. Maybe it's advantage Man City, but also we have to talk about the Rodrigo situation, because if Rodri is out for 9 months, I know Kovacic has been good. I know he has been doing so well, but can he cover? Can he really be the guy who covers this team in terms of when they need somebody who takes over that situation or takes over all the opportunities that are going to be created? I have to say no, because Rodri is one of the best in the world, and I don't think Kovacic is the best player to replace Rodri. I'm curious to see how this title race goes on. But in terms of all the situation that happened, I'm going to put out this thing, people. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think of the tactical plans that Arsenal had, and what did you think of what Man City did? Did they do enough, or did they not really do enough like you expected? Like I said, the man of the match for me has to be David Raya. He deserves it. It has all been proven. Red card or the yellow cards, as you can see, the stats. It was Man City's dominance. I think there was a certain point, I think it was around 60 minutes, and I was told that they was 100% dominate, where they were about 109 passes from Arsenal, 109 passes from City to 2 passes for Arsenal. That tells you dominance, but they were dominated in the positions which Arsenal wanted them to dominate. That tells you how good this Arsenal team has become. They're able to detect where they want the game to be played. They don't allow the team to take advantage. They do not allow the City to play in their 18 area so much, and they were throwing themselves into the balls to stop this team from taking advantage of anything that was going to be created. And I think that was one of the best I've seen in the Premier League. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think? Do you think that the yellow card was fair? In my situation, I feel like that red card was fair, because we always talk about this. Do not allow the referee to make the decisions for you. Whatever you do not allow them to make the decisions for you, because when they do, you will suffocate. And that's exactly what happened to this Arsenal team. They always fall into the trap of trying to take advantage of hoping that they have an opportunity, because they want to create this ass movement. Like, they're always against us. They're always something against us. I get it. It happens, but sometimes you need to hold on. But let me tell you some crazy stats. Do you know that Michael Oliver, today's red card that he gave to Trossard, was Arsenal's 7th red card in his career as a Premier League referee, and that's the most in any team against any other team. So I don't know whatever you're gonna say. Are you gonna say Michael Oliver is dubious or whatever? I heard some people threatening him, or when I was watching everything that was happening, they're threatening him and they're saying that we need to know where he lives and stuff like that. I get all of that, but in terms of performance, I felt like Arsenal should stop hoping the referees make the decisions their way. Play the game and allow the game to go your way. Don't try to make the referee make the decisions for you, because it always never goes your ways, even if when you want it. So don't even fall for that trap. But in terms of the performance, this is it. Man City team dominated the game. Rodri's out. I don't know for how long. Diaz, Kyle Walker, they were active. They were really trying by all means to do so. That's why you're seeing their ratings a bit higher. But look at David Raya, the man of the match performance we saw from this guy. And I'm going to show you something interesting. I think you're going to love this. Let me show you the average position for players. Let me show you. Let's start with Arsenal, because I'm curious to see how they played. Look at where Declan Rice played. Thomas Partey. Look at where Thomas Partey was playing. Look at Gabriel. Of course, he was here. I cannot see because of this. Of course, Calafiori. All the guys, all the players, they were covering the positions of not allowing the City team to come anywhere close to take advantage of this. Then on terms of Man City, look at the guy who's supposed to be at the back. The guy who's supposed to be at the back. Look at this guy. Look at Rodri. Look at the defenders of Man City where their game was played. It was played at Arsenal's position because of the red card. All the other players, all the Haaland, I think Haaland disappeared in this game. He was just playing in the 18 area, but he could not. There was nothing Haaland was going to do in that game. I'm telling you, with the way everything was covered, there was nothing Haaland was going to do the entire game. I guarantee you there was nothing. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Am I being fair in the way I'm analyzing this game, in the way I'm analyzing the tactics which were used by Arsenal, or maybe the tactics which were used by the other team? Did Arsenal deserve to go a man down? I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. That's why we're here for it, people. We want to hear your thoughts in the comment section as the situation goes on. But what does this mean for the league? As you look at the league here, Man City are on top of the league with 13 points. Liverpool just behind them with 12 points, as well as Aston Villa with 12 points. Then we have Arsenal with 11 points, 2 draws already in the fixture, something that they don't want to see happening. And that's how it is set up. And I think it's going to be exciting to see how the Premier League season goes in terms of how they'll be playing. They'll be playing and how situation goes on as we continue with this season. But don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Connect, because it is always what we are going to be covering in terms of how the season goes on. Because now we move on into the midweek. We have what we call, and you have to understand this, people. In the midweek, Carabao Cup will be played in so much things that will be happening. So it's going to be exciting to see how that one plays out like. And Arsenal fans, I get it. Nobody wants to see his team sent off. And of course, you wait until Liverpool has been sent off to throw it in my face or something like that. But at some point, we keep talking about this. Do not allow the referee to make the decisions for you. You know how these referees are trigger happy this season. They are throwing them cards like it's for fun. They make this. It's a joy for them to give a yellow card, a red card for these teams, for these referees. Especially this year, I don't think we've ever seen so many yellow cards which has been given in this season alone in the beginning until September than any other season. So you have to be careful. You have to watch over everything that happens. But yeah, the Premier League is heating up, people, and it's gonna be exciting, I'm telling you. And there's so much that is gonna happen, and I can't wait to see how the Premier League continues and everything that is going to be happening. But that was it. That was my assessment for Arsenal versus City. In terms of the players that were in the game, did you think that they could have done better? Let me tell you my tactical, what I expected Arsenal to have done if I was me, because I knew that Man City were going to be with confidence trying to attack and putting everything up top. I would have make Saka and Martinelli play up top a bit. The purpose of them playing up top is to allow the Kai Havertz to drop back and become one of the midfielders who was needed. The purpose of that, make Martinelli be up top on purpose. Not on the Walker side, because on the Walker side, there's Kyle Walker, one guy who's fast and he can cause chaos. But in the middle, the purpose of playing in the middle is because you would have taken advantages of those long balls which were being hit. And I'm telling you, one of the City defenders were going to get a red card. And I'm telling you, they were going to get one opportunity which they were going to take advantage of. And there was a goal that was going to come up. And if it was going to be a 3-1 goal at that moment, I don't see by any chance Man City coming back. They made, I think, it was too much. It was quick of a reflex. That reflex was not necessary. He shouldn't have taken out to put Ben White just that quickly. He should have maybe played even 10 minutes. Allow that Kai Havertz to drop in and become one of the midfielders, or maybe even take out Kai Havertz and put Ben White in it, and just put one player who's fast up top. I'm telling you, a goal was going to come for us now. But I'm not Mikel Arteta. I don't know what he was looking at and what he was going to be doing. It did not really work according to plan when you look at it at the very end. But they got what they wanted in the very end. Let's see what that means in the future. Now it means that Arsenal has to work to try to be very close to City. They've done their job. Being close to City is all that they needed. The fact that City are 13 points and them, I think about how many points is Arsenal? I was just looking at that. I have no idea. That is taking forever to load. Let me just look at where I was looking here. Arsenal at what is that? 11 points. So it's just about 2 points. There is something that they can work on. That is something that they can work on, people, and they will take advantage of that. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section after watching the game, all the things that happened. And this is it, people. That's how the Premier League finished. Aston Villa were beaten by Chelsea by 3-0. West Ham. Then Aston Villa played against Wolves. They won the 3-1. Fulham beat Newcastle, the first loss for Newcastle by 3-1. Everton drew with Leicester, a first point for Everton on the score sheet. Liverpool beat Bournemouth by 3-0 in one of the game, which was a masterclass by Luis Diaz. You can see the reaction is there in the comment section. Ipswich as well drew against Southampton. Then we saw Tottenham Hotspurs beating Brentford by 3-1. What a performance by Heung-min Son. What a masterclass performance. But there was a controversy in that game as well. We are going to talk about it in the midweek. Then United were stopped by Crystal Palace after 7 goals that they scored in the midweek, as well as the goal win game that they beat think they won by 1 or 2 goals or 3 goals against against Southampton. They were stopped by Crystal Palace, finished 0-0. Then 2 draws we saw today. Brighton drew against Nottingham Forest. These are 2 teams that are still unbeaten, by the way, on the Super Sunday. Then Arsenal, Man City versus Arsenal, the last drew. All these 2 teams, 1 player was sent off for wasting time. It keeps happening, people. I have no idea when it's coming to an end, but we still keep seeing it each and every single time. But I want to know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Don't forget to like that video. Don't forget to share this one, because I gave my perspective in terms of how the game goes and what should have happened and what did not happen. So maybe we will definitely expect to see those things change. We would expect maybe the officiating to be really set down upon, and maybe we'll see some difference in terms of how the referee are just throwing yellow cards out of nowhere, and the players should not be pushing the referees to make them decisions, because if this continues, it's gonna be crazy. But what a performance by both teams. Arsenal, that is one of the best defensive performances I've seen, as well as one of the best, can I say attacking, because it's City? I don't know. You let me know in the comment section. I'm out, people. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Sam. I'll be back with an analysis of all the games we have played, and also there will be a new introduction into this season. There will be what we call a closer look, where we'll do some tactical analysis and everything that is happening in one individual game, which we are going to select on the Football Connect. If you want to watch the one for Liverpool, go check out on the Football Connect LFC. This is what you type, as you can see just below my name there. Type just TFC LFC on YouTube, and I'm telling you, the channel will appear. Go like that video, go subscribe. I'm out. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back another week 5, and the City are still top of the league. We're out. Peace.
Beats the goalkeeper. You're just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie Best, Diego Maradona, Johan Cruyff.